What's the deal, YouTube? We about to get into about Charleston White. About to watch Poetic Flacco video. See what's going on with Charleston White. Let's see what's going on.
Charleston White currently has everybody on the internet really pissed. Like really pissed. And it's all because of his comments on Kyren Lacy. Now, if you guys are not familiar with who Kyren Lacy is, Kyren Lacy was a college football star. He was supposed to go to the NFL. But right before he was supposed to go to the NFL, he got arrested for negligent homicide.
Well, tonight, former LSU wide receiver Kyren Lacy turned himself in on charges related to a hit and run that killed a man. Lacy declared for the draft after graduating in December. Now he could be charged with negligent homicide. Good evening and thanks so much for watching. I'm Whitney Miller. Lacy bonded out of jail less than 2 hours after turning himself in. We were the only news outlet there as he arrived at the Lafourche Parish Sheriff's Office. You can see him enter the building and speak with several state troopers, then get led to the back. The crash happened last month in Jack Bay. State police say a Dodge Charger was driving southbound on Highway 20. The driver sped up and crossed into the northbound side to pass multiple cars in front of them, even though it was a no passing lane. A car in the northbound lane stopped to avoid being hit, which caused the car behind them to swerve and hit another vehicle head on.
Hey, matter of fact, now I'm thinking about it, I know about this situation. Man, it's really bad what happened to dog. I seen a video. It was crazy, man. I felt bad, man, what happened to him. Hope the family really get what they need to get. Really.
Charger sped off, and 3 people from 2 of those cars were taken to the hospital. One 78-year-old man, Herman Hall, died not long after. Investigators identified the Charger as belonging to Kyren Lacy. State police issued an arrest warrant for him, and tonight he turned himself in. Authorities tell us he faces charges of negligent homicide, felony hit and run, and reckless operation.
Kyren was a star in college, right? He was supposed to get drafted like late first round pick, early second round. But after this incident, it was pretty much expected he was probably going to go in the later rounds, if not undrafted. But there were still hopes for the NFL. Now, nobody really had the full story, to be honest. It was Kyren Lacy's word versus the eyewitnesses, because when the police came, the eyewitnesses identified him as the vehicle that was swerving in front of everybody that led to the crash. So fast forward, right? This happened December. Fast forward to April, 11 days before the NFL draft, before Kyren will figure out what his future is going to be. Is he going to get drafted, or is he going to try to fight his way onto a team, rather through practice squad, undrafted free agency, et cetera, et cetera? But Kyren Lacy unfortunately took his life 11 days before the NFL draft because he had another incident. He had an incident with a family member. He fired a gun at the ground. Family members called the police. He fled into the vehicle. When the police found him, he was dead.
A former LSU wide receiver who was facing criminal charges in Louisiana died.
Man, I ain't gonna lie. That's where it's come to, like, people don't be understanding, like, going through it. People just, I'm already fighting the case. I gotta get into it through a family member. Like, after that, he like, my life over with.
During a police pursuit right here in Houston. Now here's what the Harris County Sheriff's Office is telling us tonight. It started after 11 Saturday night. Deputies with the Precinct 4 Constable's Office were called to a weapons disturbance. Apparently, Lacy was having an argument with a family member when he fired a gun into the ground. Now by the time deputies arrived, Lacy had left. 20 minutes later, a unit spotted Lacy's vehicle and tried to stop him. There was a chase that went on for several miles, but ended when Lacy crashed along Aldine Westfield Road. When deputies were getting him from the vehicle, they found what appeared to be a self-inflicted gunshot wound. HCSO believes the shot was fired during the chase. We're told an autopsy will be conducted on Lacy's body. Also, the Civil Rights Division of the Harris County District Attorney's Office will review the results of the investigation once it's finished, which is standard procedure when a death occurs during an attempted arrest.
Here's the thing. The incident that led to him losing his life took place after he pulled a gun out on a family member, shot it to the ground, and then did the police chase. But a lot of people really believe, and I'll be real, I don't think they're wrong for believing this, that he would still be alive if he wasn't accused of negligent homicide. If the negligent homicide arrest didn't happen, he wouldn't have felt like this incident with the family member was his last straw, so he had to go, right? And that's the belief. And because that's...
I ain't gonna lie. I'll feel like that because guess what? If I'm fighting a murder and I'm trying to prove to myself that I did not do this murder, and then I get into a family member, the only way to stop them, I shoot it to the ground. I ain't shoot at them. I shot at the ground. Boom. I'm already looking bad. Man. It's over with.
The belief, a lot of people was irate and angry when new evidence arise proving that Kyren Lacy was not responsible for the car accident that led to those deaths, that he was actually 75 feet away from the accident. So there's no way he could have caused it, and his arrest was false. And that pissed off a lot of people.
That's right. So Kyren Lacy's attorney says that he looked at every piece of evidence, including surveillance video, body cam footage, and the investigative report by the Lafourche Parish District Attorney's Office. During that interview shared with us by Homa TV, the attorney says reports between the District Attorney's Office and state police do not add up. During a recent interview on Homa TV, former LSU football star Kyren Lacy's attorney, Matt Ory, says data and surveillance video shows Lacy was more than 70 yards away from a collision on State Highway 20 in Lafourche Parish that killed 78-year-old Herman Hall in December of 2024.
At the time of impact, he's 72.6 yards behind the vehicles at the time of impact.
Following that wreck, Lacy was accused of being at fault for the crash and turned himself in to state police in January on counts of negligent homicide, felony hit and run, and reckless operation of a vehicle. At the time of his arrest, Louisiana State Police stated that Lacy, who was driving a green Dodge Charger, illegally passed multiple vehicles, causing a vehicle traveling in the opposite direction to avoid Lacy by swerving and crashing head-on into the vehicle that Herman Hall was a passenger in. Ory says Lacy was too far away to have any effect on the crash.
Kyren Lacy did, in fact, pass 4 cars. There's no disputing that. Further north, Kyren Lacy passed 4 cars. However, he was back in his lane of travel, 92.
That's why I say, man, eyewitnesses and stuff like that not accurate. Like, it's really not accurate. Like, it be all he say, she say, like me versus the world. Like, once you're fighting the cases versus the world, you really ain't do this, it's gonna be hard to prove just if it's not on. Crazy, man.
2.3 yards. Back in his lane, behind Mr. Hall.
In a statement sent to WWL Friday night, Louisiana State Police said in response to the Homa TV interview in part, investigative findings revealed that Mr. Lacy's reckless driving while approaching oncoming traffic led to the events of the crash.
The very last line of the report from the District Attorney's Office says, the evidence submitted in the crash report does not support that Kyren Lacy should have known that his actions were the cause of the crash that happened approximately 72 yards in front of him.
This pissed off a lot of people, and people were literally taking to social media to call for any and everyone who had a role in this to be disciplined. One user says, Tyler Warner deserves jail time for his role in the death of Kyren Lacy. False accusations and illegal investigation tactics directly led to Kyren taking his life. He shouldn't be able to be a cop anymore. Despicable. Another user wrote, how about a Kyren Lacy Act? These police need to go to prison when they lie on government records and use coercion tactics. So this user believes that the police coerced the witness into naming like Kyren Lacy's vehicle. Another user posted a picture of the DA and they captioned it, this is the DA in the Kyren Lacy case who decided to proceed with charges after seeing this evidence. Hashtag Kyren Lacy, hashtag justice. Another user was hoping that Kyren Lacy's family bankrupts the state of Louisiana, stating, "This is unbelievable." For the most part, people believe that Kyren Lacy was dealt a bad hand. And because of that bad hand, he's no longer with us. And people like Van Lathan, and he posted, "This makes me so angry." And for the most part, this was one of the topics, especially, bro, in like this current climate where it's heavily political. This was one of those things that it felt like
it could be 50-50. Like, really, it could be 50-50. At the same time, I'm not finna blame the police for him taking his life. But I can say it can, if you want to, it can play a little role in it. But at the same time, they already gave you a bond. You already got out. They like you was stuck in jail. All it took for a little time for them to figure out the evidence if you did it or not. Like, just give it time. You ain't give it no time. So, and then you get into it with a family member, which that was by your own choice. So, in my mind, like, I don't feel like the police had took a part of somebody killing themselves. Feel me? I don't feel that. So, I don't know what to say about that. But other than that, yes, I feel like they took a part of wrongfully always accusing people and arresting people. Like, I feel like they should be like the feds, do a whole investigation before you come get somebody. Man.
everybody was united on, well, everybody besides Charleston White, all right? Because while people is grieving Kyren Lacy, Charleston White has a opposing view on this Kyren Lacy situation. And here's what he had to say.
Kyren Lacy, he done been found innocent, and he done guaranteed a trip to hell. A weak ass, he know he innocent. For to kill my mother, for that, and his mama, and anybody else who supported him. Everybody who mad about Kyren Lacy. He was a weak ass. He's supposed to die.
Austin has said in the past that he has made millions of dollars off of rage baiting and pissing off people. But this is one of those things, but especially when we're dealing with something as sensitive as death, as sensitive as, I don't know, man, a young man with that much promise who wasn't gangbanging, who wasn't in the streets. He was a football player. In this situation, man, I just don't see like the reward or benefit that comes from this, right? Because I don't feel like the people who are grieving like Kyren Lacy online, there's not really, like, for example, if you want to rage bait to where, for example, right, if you're rage baiting, let's say Republicans, well, there's a bunch of Democrats who are going to support you and put money in your pockets because of it, right? If you're rage baiting, like, let's say King Von or dead rappers, there's a large majority of hip hop fans who will put money in your pocket because they're anti-streets, they're anti-gang. This Kyren Lacy situation is really about injustice. There's not really like a supporting, like probably like what, like Rep the Blue. There's not really like a supporting group for this take. But Charleston White is still going along with it. Now, he will say F Kyren Lacy's mom, which is crazy, right? And that pissed off a lot of people. He said F his mom and F anyone who supports him. Now, Charleston White's reason for saying F Kyren Lacy is he believes that how Kyren Lacy went out was weak. And if he believed he was truly innocent, he should have fought it out. But, bro, not everybody is as strong as...
I ain't gonna lie, Charleston White really lame for that, for what he just did, what he said, because, like, yes, you consider that weak, take your own self out, but, like, you disrespecting this young man for no reason, bro. Like, he's some type of rapper or street dude or anything, how you talk about all the rappers, street dude. You really be contradicting yourself. I really see that Charleston, he just be saying anything. So we gotta ignore him.
As some of us, right? Like, not everybody like has the mental capacity to deal with that. And I don't feel like shaming people in their death is the best way to have these conversations, right? I think offering up resources, offering up honest and open discussions about it, but not this route, man. This is wrong.
As you talking about, it was meant for him to die. He's not going to hell. Anybody who commits is going to where, boys and girls? Hey, where he's going to ride his boys and girls, Kyren Lacy will ride in hell. You don't let no white man. Hurricane Carter went to jail. The box went to jail for murder he didn't even commit. Guess what he did? Went in the cell in the box. Told them white folks ain't putting no uniform on. They put him in the hole. What he did? Talk to himself. You don't kill yourself. Fuck that weak ass. And fuck anybody who feeling sorry for him. I don't feel sorry for no nigga that'll go against his nature and kill himself. He don't mean us no good as a fuck him. Fuck his football team. Whoever. You think if I won't say Charlie Kirk, I won't say self-hanging ass. You make that white boy hang you. You make him wrongly convict you. You make the white boy kill you. You don't kill yourself. You don't make the white man kill you. You don't kill yourself. So fuck that. So don't bring that weak ass African American shit to a real. No real nigga gonna hang himself, kill himself, stab himself. He might jack his off. That's the most a real nigga gonna do to himself. Jack the skin off. Jack his skin and hurt her. But nigga ain't hurting himself. He'll hurt his. He might fuck with no rubber. Rolling the dice. And hit. Might not catch nothing this time. He'll fuck again with no rubber. And hit again. But he ain't hitting himself. He'll take all kind of chances with it. Fuck all kind of raggedy little shit with it. All kind of, is not taking his life. He be reckless with his dick before he take his life. That's all I'm saying. Don't come here.
In response to Charleston White's comments about Kyren Lacy, one Twitter user by the name of Tavius Kwan, and he wrote, "Boy, I can't wait till they catch this disabled blank." People are really upset about this. Another user wrote, "Cancel him already. I'm tired of his eye." Here's the thing, man, and here's why it's impossible to fully cancel Charleston White. Charleston White has offended every group of people. Charleston White, like, his income source is not reliant on YouTube, on Instagram, on Twitter. No, Charleston White, his income source is reliant on going on other people's platform, which for the most part is because he brings the views, right? Is he sits down with people that you like and he gives them conversations that's contentious, so hence you watch it, right? So it's impossible to cancel him if he makes his money based on being, unagreeable.
It's gonna be hard to cancel Charleston White. One thing, because like you got this thing they consider free speech. You can say anything you want, and he ain't doing nothing. Like, he talking about a black man, so it's gonna be hard to cancel him by him talking about a black man. Now, if this was some type of high power, white man, then yeah, be a probably different story. They probably cancel him quick. But it's about a young black man. Hey, they ain't paying him no mind. They'll say, well, he got the power to speak his own free will. That's what they gonna say. Man.
Right? When he starts being agreeable, then he can't really go on like Cam Newton or Patrick Bet-David or other platforms that you like Say Cheese, and say the things that you hate, right? Because you won't watch. So you even reacting is how he gets paid. Now, this user in particular was really angry. I mean, he says, "I hope you unalive fool. Can't even lie, and I know it's not right. You a weird MF, and you real think that issue doing cool. Really hope somebody burn your gang. You a weird hot damn." I don't co-sign that last sentiment because I don't wish harm on Charleston White. I don't have any bad blood or negative energy for Charleston White. I do think Charleston White has some positive things to offer, but I can't co-sign this. I think Charleston White is 100% wrong in regards to Kyren Lacy. Nah, man, it's just way too soon, and it's not right. You know, I do understand people anger, but I don't feel like meeting that energy and wishing harm is the right thing to do either, right? But y'all let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about this, all right? And listen, if you're so upset.
All right, y'all tell me how y'all feel about it, man. Telling you, and I feel like it's not right what Charleston White said, and it's not right what Casey did to herself. But y'all let me know in the comments how y'all feel about it. You feel me? Y'all know what it is. Like, comment, subscribe, man. Like, comment, subscribe. Get it.